Your voice, your views, your vision.
And good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Open, the one and only show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, your number one source for R&B. Come on each and every night right after the Quiet Storm with my man Lenny Green. Thanks for listening, and thank you for watching Open's Channel 67. We have a great, incredible show lined up for you this morning. And leading off the show will be Ash Cash. We'll tell you a whole lot. You're going to want to kick off the shoes and relax your feet. He's a financial literacy educator who is known for providing financial advice and helping people get back. Then Jay Patrick, the vice president at the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Metro New York and Western New York. And Katie McManus, she's here too, the manager of volunteer resources. And Naron Brabazan, we'll get that right, Brazoban, there you go. And she's going to stop by to tell us all about their wish granting to Bronx children, as well as inspiring the community through charity. And fitness trainer Tracy Knott is back in the pocket, and he's going to join us to work out and get your body in shape. I'm not going to be on the set when he does it, but I'll be on the side doing some things. So stay tuned. All this and more is headed your way because we are now open. And good morning, everybody. Welcome back. I'm the host, Bob Lee. Today, August 15, we got a great show lined up for you today, but check this out. Before we get to that, let's once again have a look back at the weekend wrap-up. Check it out. It was a vibrant weekend in the Bronx as the New York Botanical Garden began an exhibit called Wild Medicine, healing plants from around the world. From now until September 8th, there'll be over 500 different medicinal plants on display. Nice, right? And in the world of sports, New York Yankees, they pulled off their second walk-off win in 3 days with a Brett Gardner solo home run in the bottom of the ninth for a 5-4 victory. The situation became dire when Mariano Rivera, he blew his third consecutive save by allowing solo home runs to Miguel Cabrera and Victor Martinez. But in the end, Gardner's big fly won the game and the weekend series against a red-hot Tigers team. In national news, Reverend Al Sharpton, along with three mayoral candidates, announced that on August 24th, they're going to be marching across Washington, D.C. to protest the Stand Your Ground Act in Florida in support of the Voting Rights Act. This march comes 50 years after the historic march led by the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in the March on 1963. In Washington, President Barack Obama announced a plan to reform surveillance programs after the controversy surroundings of NASA, NSA, the whistleblower Edward Snowden, who leaked records to the U.S. government listening to American citizens' phone calls. And Obama says that he's going to work to make the government's intelligence activity more public. We'll also have a committee that will provide more government accountability. And there you have it. That's your weekend wrap-up. It's a wrap. Vince Bracey, he's here. He's on the ones and twos, and he's going to be talking, playing some of the music and all that stuff. What's your take on the government surveillance and, you know, all the things that are happening that they're trying to do?
I feel like it's going to happen either way. We can't do anything about it necessarily.
So you're fine with the Big Brother's watching, Big Brother's listening in some cases?
Big Brother's one of my favorite shows on CBS.
Uh-huh.
I you know, it's nice to have your privacy, but I think it would be a little bit better to not know that they were watching. Mm-hmm. We have an idea that they're watching regardless, but.
Yeah. Well, every step of the way. I mean, if you go in your building, you have one of those keys to buzz you in if you're in the building.
Exactly.
If you go through Easy Pass, they know what time you're going through. There's cameras everywhere watching you every step of the way.
Yep, and then we got our
Even
email,
when you-
we got our Facebook.
Maybe even in your home. While you
GPS
watching
on our
TV, they could be
phones.
watching you too.
Oh yeah, and I think I've seen a study on that actually.
Yeah.
There's new TVs that they can watch us back, whether we know it or not.
So make sure you have on your pajamas while you're watching
Oh
TV.
yes. I mean, all in all, what can we do about it?
Yeah, I know what you were thinking over there too. That's why I said that. So what's your overall take on that?
My overall take is just don't invade my privacy to the fullest. I don't want to see any pictures of me, like you said, sitting on the couch watching TV.
You may take a trip to France or
around
something
the
like
internet.
that. Hey, that's me.
Who knows? All I
Sitting
know
in the
is
hotel room watching your picture.
people are calling the Edward Snowden guy. People are calling him a hero. Some people are like, oh no, he's not a hero. But I mean, he exposed some things that were out there. So
Yeah.
what can you do?
All right, so Big Brother's always watching. you know.
Always.
And also, you're on your computer right there.
Yes, I am.
You have a
someone could
camera
be
on it?
watching me right now.
It could be watching you, making sure. And if you have a cell phone,
Yes, I do.
they could be watching you or listening.
They're watching the show right now.
They're watching us. That's a beautiful thing.
That's a
hey,
good thing,
thanks
though.
for checking Opens Channel 67 out. Thank you so much. We love you. Okay, thanks a lot, man. All righty. All right, we got to take a quick break, but when we return, we're going to hear all about how you can secure your financial future. It's a biggie. You're going to love it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Long before I was in Hollywood, I had a grandmother by the name of Estelle Marie Taylor, positive role models to make sure that I was on the straight path. Big Brothers Big Sisters carefully screens volunteers and places them in long-term mentoring matches with kids who face adversity. With more volunteers, especially men, and more donations, every little who needs a big can have it. Start something. If it's been a while since you've been involved, start something again. Learn more at bigbrothersbigsisters.org.
Take my hand and start a brand new day. And together as one we'll start to see sunshine. Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people, connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
This was me. And Mom and Dad. And my big brother Alex. And Jack. This was the day that I learned that sandals get their name from sand. And that the ocean is bigger than all of us. This was the day we all got to forget that I was sick. This was my wish.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did. Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
5, 4.
Circle Sisters. Welcome back, everybody. Our first guest is known for being a financial literacy educator and a best-selling author, and the youngest CEO in his company's history. Here to discuss his work and how he's helped others is Ash Cash. We welcome you to the show.
Dr. Bob Lee, appreciate you. Thank you for having me, brother.
We see you all over the community. I mean, I see you at Circle of Sisters, the big event that WVLS puts on. Millions of people come through there at the Jacob Javits Convention Center. And I think you were selling one of your books there.
Yes,
Yeah.
The Mind Right, Money Right.
Yeah. So, and people come to you and talk to you every day about how do they get their financial lives together. Because, you know, this is something that's not taught in school.
Absolutely.
Unless you take a class in college or something like that. But coming through public school, it's not really taught. Unless somebody comes to your auditorium and says, hey, you know, we want to talk about financial literacy and banking, and they bring a little piggy bank from the bank or something
Right.
like that, right?
Right, exactly.
But extensively, it's not spoken or talked about in a classroom.
Yeah, and I think that it's so important because as we go to school, we're learning, we're trying to work and make money, but they're not teaching us how to save our money. Like you said, they just come in and do a, one big presentation, but it's more to it to sustain financial freedom.
So when you graduate from college, you have these huge bills.
Exactly.
You got to spend like 5-6 years, sometimes more.
Just working to pay the debt.
Pay that debt, yeah.
Absolutely.
Because they're going to come after you after, they know you're working.
Exactly.
Even before you. I know when I graduated, they said, I didn't even have a job yet. I think it took me about 6 months to get a job within my curriculum. But I knew I had this bill that I had to pay back, these loans.
It's the setup, you go to school, they put you in debt, and then as soon as you get out of school, now you're working to pay off the debt, and now you're sort of scrambling, so you never really get to that space where you are enjoying what you're doing because you're too concerned about the debt.
Yeah. And they want to put you in default if you're not working to pay that bill off right away.
Exactly.
So talk about the work that you do with the financial literacy.
Yeah, so I've been in banking for 13 years. I've managed branches at some of the largest financial institutions in the world. I think what sort of makes it different for me is that I grew up in low-income housing. So I grew up in the St. Nicholas projects, 129th Street, 8th Avenue in Harlem. St. Nick, you know? So I think that just coming from that and being able to see what we go through from a financial standpoint, not being taught how to manage our finances, and then being on the other side of being in banking and learning what it takes to actually gain financial freedom, that's my goal. My goal is to just help everybody financially re-educate themselves and understand what it takes to gain real financial freedom.
Yeah, and what are some of the basics that you can share with us right now? Give us just about maybe a couple of tips.
I think the basics are, first, you got to pay yourself first. I think a lot of people
yourself first.
A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people get paid and then they automatically put money to pay down debt and things of that nature and have nothing left over for themselves. But on average, everybody should have at least 6 to 8 months of emergency funds, right? If anything happens, we see the recession, a lot of people lost their jobs. They didn't have the emergency funds, so everybody went crazy, didn't know what to do. So if you just took the discipline and paid yourself first every time you got paid, you'll be in a better spot.
So if you get a $100 bill, you save what?
$10.
$10.
At least $10. You can save more. You can save more, but at least $10.
I know you save 20.
Absolutely. Why not? Too much money is not enough money. So you got to keep,
right.
Save as much as possible. You can't never.
How much joy do you get out of helping others get what they need out of life?
I think not only is it the joy, because somebody had to help me. Right, so I was at a position where I was lost. I didn't know what to do, and I had basketball coaches or people in the neighborhood or nonprofit organizations who kind of helped bring me up. So this is just me paying it forward, and you actually get more out of helping people than trying to be selfish and hold everything to yourself. So it's very fulfilling, and that's where I am in this space of my life, is just giving back to the community.
Yeah. All right, talk to us about how you became a best-selling author.
I think it's a lot of hard work. It's about putting your message out there. It's about connecting with the people, not always thinking that you're not one of the people. So it was really just I have a big fan base online. I do a daily motivational email blast called A Daily Word, and a lot of my people just been supporting. They read and they see that I'm one of them, so they help spread the word. So when this book came out, Mind Right, Money Right, actually was number 7 in finance books, which is huge because when you think about the Susie Ormans, the Dave Ramsey, all these people of the world, the Robert Kiyosaki's, little guy from St. Nicholas Projects was able to be number 7. So it's a big feat, and I'm proud of that.
You ever go back to St. Nick's and just start something like in the middle of the hood and say, hey, I want to help you try to get your lives back together?
Absolutely, and I think that's important. So I actually have done a lot of work with the Harlem Children's Zone. I've done financial literacy counseling in St. Nick, and it's important because that's what happens. We come from the neighborhood, we leave, and the people don't see us as role models. So that's my obligation to go back to St. Nick to show the young guys coming up that you don't have to sell drugs, you don't have to carry guns. You can go the right way and still live a good life.
Good. So you have 2 books out.
Yes.
And the first one was this one right here, Ash Cash, Mind Right, Money Right. Get your mind right, get your money right.
And it starts with that. It starts with that. You have to get the mind right first before you get the money right.
Explain that.
So a lot of people, we know that we're supposed to be saving. We know we're supposed to be budgeting. We know we have to do these things, but why aren't we doing it, right? So getting your mind right is getting yourself around, like, why aren't we following these disciplines to become financially stable? So first, as soon as you get your mind right, whether it's your self-confidence, whether it's being positive, whether it's watching your surroundings, once you do that, then you follow the steps that's going to help you get your money right. So it starts with that.
Yeah, Steve Harvey always talks about you got to get your mind right.
Absolutely.
Got to get that mind right to do anything that you want to do in life.
Absolutely.
Exercise your mind, like Mr. Knott's going to come up and exercise your body, but you got to exercise your mind, body, and spirit in
Absolutely.
preparation for life.
Absolutely.
So give us a quick synopsis of what's in this book right here.
So Mind Right, Money Right it's 10 laws of financial freedom that gives you 10 laws. It takes you step by step on what you need to do in order to change your mindset as far as how you look at money. Because we have a assumption that we're supposed to work for money, but actually money's supposed to work for us.
Right.
So these 10 laws will give you everything that you need to know in order to get financial freedom.
Powerful. And give me one thing that sticks out in your mind that'll make people pick up this book, that'll make people say, man, if I pick up that book, I can straighten out my pocketbook.
Absolutely. I think the main thing about it is exactly changing your relationship with money, learning how to create passive income, residual income, and having multiple streams of income.
Streams of income.
Absolutely.
Whoa.
Absolutely.
There you
Stop.
go.
You know, we concentrate too much on our physical labor, but we shouldn't work to earn. We should work to learn. Learn as much as possible,
Yeah.
and then start to make that money work for you.
How important is streams of income?
Oh no, it's the most important thing, because at any moment, even if you're doing an awesome job at work, at any moment that job could be taken away from you. So
seen
if
it
you're
happen.
you're only worried or you're only concentrated on that one stream of income, if that happens, then your destiny, your financial well-being is in the hand of someone else. So when you start to create those other streams of income, you now have full financial freedom where you're not really worried about anything in particular because it's diverse. You know?
You're right. And you mentioned the word worry. It is a worry in the back of your mind, because no matter how wonderfully people treat you at your job, there's always something going down, something in the economy, something at the job, and it can be over at any time.
Absolutely.
So I interviewed this young man, Percy Sutton.
Okay.
He was a founder of Inner City Broadcasting Corporation, WBLS, WLIB, along with Hal Jackson. And one of the things that stood out in my mind when I asked him one of the questions, I told him, I said, he said, people think I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. I said, well, why so? He said, well, because I own many businesses. And he was talking about streams of income. He said, I own about 6 or 7 businesses right now. If 1 or 2 or 3 or even 4 fail, I'm still in business.
Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely.
He still has money coming in.
And that's the key. That's the key thing. Those who know how to build wealth, that's how they build wealth. If you look at anybody who has an abundance, it's really because they have diversified their streams of income.
And without taking chances.
You have to take chances, because life is about chances. You can't really be on the safe side, because safe is just going to keep you comfortable. Safe is just going to give you, it's going to allow you to survive. But if you want to do more than survive and live abundant, you have to take chances. I've taken many of chances.
Yeah.
I think I've failed at more things than I've been successful at, but those don't really matter, because those have been learning lessons for me, and this is why I'm here today and able to kind of teach, because I was able to fail so many times.
And you hear so many stories about guys who have made so much money, they had millions of dollars, and bam, hit the bottom.
Yeah.
But they always were able to bounce back.
Absolutely.
Because they knew how to bounce back. They knew what to put together in order to make it work all over again.
Absolutely. Because once you know how to get it, it's the same formula. You learn the formula, and as long as you're willing to apply yourself, a lot of people fail and get depressed and they stop trying. That's why they become a failure.
Yeah.
But if if you fail, but you're willing to get back on your feet, you'll always be able to
People
make
have
some money.
squeezed money out of rocks.
Absolutely.
You heard of the pet rocks, right? Guy's a millionaire. Tell us about this book.
All right, so that book is my newest book. It's called What the FICO, 12 Steps to Repairing Your Credit. What the FICO? So what the FICO, it's very important, especially with the recession. You've seen a lot of people who never had to worry about credit before in the past are now worrying about their credit, and now figuring out, credit controls everything. It controls whether you get a job. It controls whether you can, open a bank account, a car, buy a house, all of these things. So there's 12 steps in order to, whether you are just getting into the credit game, if you messed up your credit, these are 12 steps that are going to help you get back your credit back to where you need it to be.
How do you keep that credit healthy?
You have to, so the main 2 things, right? So your credit score is broken down into five steps, right? So 35% is your payment history, 30% is your usage ratio. Right there, those two are 65% of your score.
Yeah.
So if you just paid your bills on time and you lowered your debt, meaning you pay back your debt and make sure that your usage ratio is not more than 30% of your outstanding balance. So if you have a $1,000 credit card, if you don't spend at least, if you stay at least to $200 to $300 per $1,000 in credit you have, if you do those 2 things, That's 65% of your score.
Whoa, that's educational right there. You see that?
Absolutely.
I always try to take it all the way up to the top and then pay it off and all the way up to the top. Don't do it.
No, absolutely not. That is affecting you much more than you realize. So
Oh
definitely
man,
don't do
I thought
that.
I was helping them too by using the credit card.
No, you don't want to do that because they just don't want you to have dependency on credit.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be able to hold those big balances. So
Yeah.
again, pay your bills on time, keep your balances low, and
Yeah.
that'll help you keep a healthy score.
For a long time, I didn't mess with my credit cards. I left them right there just in case I needed them.
Absolutely.
Is that bad too?
No, I mean that's what it's supposed to be. I think that's and when I talk about paying yourself first, I think that's why people
Yeah.
get into debt. They don't pay themselves first. They don't have reserve of their own money, so they rely too much on credit. And now they're paying back credit with these these big interest rates, and they wind up paying more for something that they would have.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, you just have to be patient.
Yeah.
So
I had to open up the credit cards because my daughter Sheena Lee put out this CD. It's Sheena Lee at iTunes.
Okay.
And I had to use the credit card to finance a lot of that stuff. So I'm paying down on
absolutely.
that stuff
Just
now.
make sure she start paying back. I know that's your daughter, but
Yeah,
make sure
She's not going to pay back. I'm going to pay back.
Okay, all right.
It's on my name. So this is great. Great information. Where can we get more information on these books?
You can go to my website, www.iamashcash.com. They're also available on Amazon.com, so you can pick them up there as well.
Author and financial literacy educator Ash Cash. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. Thank you so much. This is great, man.
Appreciate you,
Good
man.
stuff.
Thank you so
Can you
much.
sign these for me?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
See how I ask for them? Ash Cash.
I'm ready for
you
it,
ask
ready
and you
for
get, you get cash.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back with more. Right here. Make-A-Wish Foundation is going to join us next. You don't want to miss it. Stay right there, right here on Open. Thanks.
Hi, this is Jeff Fox for 107.5 WBLS. And when I get off the radio, I check out my man, the Dr. Bob Lee and Cool Clyde. It's open on BronxNet. I never miss it.
How you doing? I just want regular, no sugar today.
You got it.
Thanks. Hello.
Hi.
Did you eat that whole thing today?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Hi, how you doing?
She's getting big, huh?
Good. Yeah, she is big. Great haircut.
Yeah.
Looks cute. Come on, let's go. Nice to see you. Thanks a lot.
If only child abuse were this easy to recognize. If you even suspect abuse, call 1-800-4-A-CHILD. All calls are anonymous and confidential. Trust your instincts.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
Gotta get that. Oh, I must be careful. There. Well, that's a nice picture.
Come on, Anna.
Okay.
Foreclosure doesn't affect just you. It affects your whole family too. If you've fallen behind on your mortgage, we can help. Call 1-888-995-HOPE because nothing is worse than doing nothing.
And our next guests are respectively the Vice President of Development at the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Make-A-Wish Foundation, and that's of Metro New York and Western New York, of course, and the Manager of Volunteer Resources and a Bronx volunteer. Here to talk to us about granting wishes to Bronx children are Jay Patrick and Katie McManus and Naroline Brazaban. You thought I was going to mess it up.
Well, guys, tell us, give us a brief overview of the Make-A-Wish Foundation and its role in Metro New York and Western New York.
Sure. We grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions to give them hope, strength, and joy. Mm-hmm. And we've been doing that here in the Metro New York area for 30 years now.
Yeah, you've been here at Make-A-Wish Foundation for a long time. I have something called the Make the Grade Foundation. I say, oh yeah, I heard of that. The Make-A-Wish Foundation, right? And they always get the two mixed up. I just started mine over 9 years ago. But you guys have been in operation for over 30 years. Yep. You've been helping a lot of people throughout the tri-state area, right? Well, Western New York and Metro. And that's a wonderful thing. And what role do you play?
So I'm the Manager of Volunteer Resources for our chapter. Mm-hmm. So I primarily am in charge of the recruitment and screening of new volunteers, but then also once they've come in, we do a lot of training and ongoing opportunities for involvement through a variety of different volunteer roles.
Beautiful. And Navaline?
I think I have the best part because I'm actually one of the wish granters, so I get to go out and meet with the families and the wish children to find out what their wishes are and help them grant.
The wish granters.
Yes.
They play a very, very important part. How did you come up with that?
They're very important. We are a volunteer-led organization, so we depend greatly on volunteers. In fact, we've granted, just last year, we granted 119 wishes for children from the Bronx. That's a quarter of our wishes that we grant in the Metro New York area, but only 6% of our volunteers are in the Bronx. So there's a great need for volunteers. So if there's anything we can ask your viewers is to volunteer their time and help us bring some hope, strength, and joy to some Bronx kids.
And how do they do that? Who are you looking for? Not just anybody. You're looking for what quality? What do they have to have?
I think a big part of what we're looking for in our volunteers is a lot of flexibility, you know, being able to travel a little bit, which is why it's so exciting to be able to talk to you today and your viewers, because we are looking for Bronx volunteers. And, you know, with that being said, being able to travel throughout the borough a little bit, but also if you happen to have any additional languages that you speak, a lot of our wish kids are coming from these, you know, beautifully vibrant and diverse backgrounds. So if we happen to bring in volunteers that bring in that extra skill set, would be great.
Wonderful. How do you choose the people that you give the wish to?
There are only 3 criteria. And there's an age criteria, so the child has to be between the ages of 2.5 and 18. There's a medical criteria, so they have to be diagnosed by a physician as having a life-threatening medical condition. And as long as they haven't had a wish granted before, so as long as they have those 3 criteria, their wish is going to get granted.
And what do you do upon that wish? How does the child benefit?
Oh, there's so many ways. I mean, from the very first step when we go to interview the wish kid, you see the light in their eyes because you're going there to give them a gift. They don't think about the fact that we're there because they're sick. They just know that we're there to give them something. And so they're happy, and it's great to see them from the beginning to the end because you see the wheels turning as to, you know, what do I want? What am I going to get? How am I going to do this? What, you know, all the questions that they ask you. And it's great because it takes their mind away from the reason that we're there. So
they get like what do they get, like a toy or what?
They get whatever they want. We tell them to think big. You know, they get one wish, so it's got to be something big. It's got to be whatever they want more than anything else in the world to make them happy.
Oh, bring a vault up in here.
Yeah, they can do anything.
I like the way you said wish kids. When you said that, I saw a bunch of kids smiling, a group of kids with happy faces and lit up.
That's exactly what we see. We go to their homes, we go interview them, find out what they want, and you leave there happier than when you went in because you know that you're just one step towards giving them something great, something that they may not have had, something that's going to take their mind away from any issues that they have. So it's wonderful.
Yeah. Tell us about some of the local stories, some of the success stories.
Well, Naroline and I actually were lucky enough to grant a wish together.
Yeah.
That's the way the wish granting volunteer. I'm also a volunteer in addition to being a staff member. And as a volunteer wish granter, you pair up with another wish granter in a team of 2, and you go interview the child and their family. And we interviewed a girl, a teenager, whose wish was to have a bedroom makeover.
Oh.
And that was a really amazing experience. And
Wow.
she was really having a tough time medically. Actually, when we met her, she was really struggling, and just to see how that changed her life and her family's life was really special.
I mean, give us an example on how it changes their lives. I mean, medically, physically, psychologically.
We've done it on the national organization for Make-A-Wish has done a study that they call the Wish Impact Study, and that came back with a lot of stats, and pretty high. 89%, 90% of the kids and the families say it helps them get through treatment. It gives them a light at the end of the tunnel to work harder on their treatment. And it's also not just a moment in time where they get a thing or they get to go somewhere. We say it changes their life for a lifetime, and their families, because, for example, I've heard from a wish child, his wish was to get snowboarding equipment. And what he told us was it wasn't just the equipment that made it special. It was the empowerment that it gave him, having the opportunity to think big and have a wish granted. He felt empowered. He felt that what he said was that his medical diagnosis took freedom away from him, and the ability to choose something big, he felt like his freedom was given back.
Wow. Great. Great. So a lot of people have come out of their condition also. Right? Speak about that.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. So the children that we are serving have these life-threatening medical conditions, but we really do think that, the wish is something that's almost more it's not just nice to have, they almost need to have it, because it really does give them that energy and excitement to push through the chemo treatments or medical appointments or whatever the case may be. So we're very fortunate to know that a lot of the kids are going to be okay.
Beautiful. I'm loving it. I'm sitting here crying to myself. But what are some of the things that you have coming up in the future for the Make-A-Wish of Metro New York?
Well, we're granting wishes basically every day, so that's exciting. We have a lot of volunteer orientations and trainings, so we always need more volunteers. That's always ongoing. We have fundraising events and fundraisers online, but mostly just granting wishes. We anticipate granting almost 600 wishes this year, and our fiscal year ends at the end of this month. So we're excited to wrap up another great year of granting a lot of wishes in the Bronx and across all the boroughs.
I can see the dandelion seed, the thing that people catch and make a wish, and thousands of people doing that, and those things are flying around. So now every time I see that, I'm going to think about the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
That's great.
There you go.
Okay, where can people get more information on what you guys are doing?
Yeah, I think the best way probably is to go to our website, which is www.metrony.wish.org. Or if you're interested in learning a little bit more about volunteering or getting involved in that regard, you can feel free to call our Volunteer Resources Department at our headquarters, which is 516-944-6212. And we can talk to you a little bit more about next steps and how to get started.
Beautiful. Yeah. What's next for the Bronx? What do you wish to see?
Definitely more volunteers, I have to say. As Jay was saying, we granted about 119 wishes last year, but only about 10 volunteers live in the Bronx. So we really want to see those numbers grow if we can, because it just makes it so much better for the kids to know that there's someone, just from your own backyard and neighborhood who can relate to you on a different level. I think that's something beautiful that Narrowling has been able to experience too, being from the Bronx and knowing that, you're a little bit more familiar with the area.
What's the importance of having programs such as yours in the Bronx now?
It's great because we have a lot of families that are going through issues, these health issues with their children, and this is a resource for them to kind of take their mind off of it. No, Make-A-Wish doesn't provide the cure, but it helps a long way. It gives them hope. It gives them the opportunity to focus on something else other than their illness, which can in turn help them get better. So it's a great opportunity.
Yeah. So those volunteers, let's go. Step up to the plate. We're looking for wonderful volunteers for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Come on out and be a part of it all, and you'll help continue to make these wishes and make these dreams come true for all of these wonderful people who really, really need them.
Yeah. Thank you.
Is there anything I missed or anything you missed that you would like to say? You got the floor.
I'd just like to thank you for welcoming us here today. It's great to be here with you. We're big fans of Open, and we're thrilled to be here to talk about how we can grant some more wishes in the Bronx.
You're always welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your wish is our command.
Thank you.
Just thought I'd throw that in there. Give us some information where we can reach you, and where can the volunteers call or go to the website? Check it out.
Yeah, so the website is www.metrony.wish.org. It has a whole lot of great information about getting started as volunteering, making donations, some wonderful wish stories if you want to read up on some of those wishes that we've granted recently, or simply calling our number, 516-944-6212.
And that website again is?
www.metrony.wish.org.
Okay. Can anybody come down to see you people in action?
Absolutely. Although, I mean, our main office is out in Long Island if they want to travel. But we have volunteer trainings and volunteer orientations often, and you can find those on the website. So we'd love for people to join us. Those are fun. It's a good group of people that show up. Yeah, we do trainings at least monthly. So
what do they have to learn?
Well, they learn the basics of Make-A-Wish, our history and what we do, and then they learn about all the different volunteer jobs that they can do. They can be a wish granter, but there's there's a series of volunteer positions available.
What's that website again?
Sign you up. www.metrony.wish.org.
All right. Katie McManus, Manager Volunteer Resources. Jay Patrick, Vice President of Development, Make-A-Wish Foundation, Metro New York and Western New York. And Naoline Brabazon. I did it again, right? Okay. Naoline, thank you so much for being here, okay? Give them all a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. You going to work out with us in a little while? Make sure you got sneakers with you. And you can do it in shoes if you want to. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with a whole lot more. We're going to work out with Tracy Knott coming up next right here on Channel 67's Open. Stay right there.
This was me. And Mom and Dad. And my big brother Alex. And Jack. And this was the day that I learned that sandals get their name from sand. That jellyfish aren't made of jelly. That stars don't just come from the sky. That the ocean is bigger than all of us. This is the day we all got to forget that I was sick. And it changed everything. This was my wish.
Big dreams and good grades aren't enough to get into college. There are actual steps you need to take. Finding someone who can help is the first and most important. For the next steps, go to knowhowtogo.org.
Hi, I'm Darren Jaime, the host of Open on Wednesdays, and we invite you to join us as we explore in the world of news, politics, and current events every Wednesday at 10 a.m. here on Open.
These things we count on every day started as ideas. Ideas from the minds of African Americans. Support minority education today so we don't miss out on the next big idea tomorrow. The United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
This was me. And Mom and Dad. And my big brother Alex. And Jack. This was the day that I learned that sandals get their name from sand. and that the ocean is bigger than all of us. This was the day we all got to forget that I was sick. This was my wish.
Hey, how's it going?
Sir, are you okay?
What? Oh, this? It's probably nothing. I'm sure it'll go away.
Go away? But, sir, that can't be good.
No, it's cool, really.
Do you want a napkin or something?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this. So why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately. Because time lost is brain lost.
Low-fat cheese sandwiches on whole wheat bread. Chewy and good for you. Snacks high in calcium help build strong bones. And foods rich in fiber are good for your heart. So you have the power to dominate. Can your food do that? Run, throw, think, eat better. Find out more at smallstep.gov.
And our next guest is a certified personal trainer who will tell us more about exercising and being healthy. Please welcome Tracy Knott. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. High five. You got to jump.
Oh, I got it. Don't set me up. Ready?
Ready?
Okay, cool. All right.
So tell us where you work, because a lot of people, get some new viewers. Tell us where you work out and all that stuff.
Well, I run a boot camp every weekend at Van Cortlandt Park, 251st Street and Broadway at 6 a.m. to about 7:30, 7:45, the latest.
Right.
Like again, I said Saturday and Sunday, I strictly key on the core area and cardio.
Yeah.
Also run daily classes up in White Plains, New York, near where I work, because I'm a court officer up there.
Court officer, you got to be able to get
hem people up,
out of
yeah,
the court and all
of that stuff. You have to be. It's all about safety and being ready for things. So I mean, and what right way to go as far as being healthy too, you know. But I brought some people with me today. This is very important what I did today. I mean, I've been on numerous times, and I was thinking. I said, you know what? This will be a great segment to bring mother and daughter together because they work out with me also.
Get the family involved.
That's right. That's
Get the
right.
family-
It's so important.
You eat together.
That's right.
You pray together. You stay together. Exercise together. Do everything together. And make the family healthy, wealthy, and wise.
That's right. 'Cause it's a friend of mine. She hit me up and she said that, oh, it's great what you're doing, but why don't you do something for the kids? But I said, you know, I got something better for you. Why don't you come with your kid and we work out together? So you get a 2-for-1. You get in shape and you get some good family time together. Because I mean, kids know what goes on. If you're constantly telling them what to do, after a while, you know, as they get older, they know how to tune you out. They get tired of hearing, clean up your room, go eat, this, that, and the other. So if you tell them to get in shape, that'd be some important information, but they tuning you out. So, but if you take them with you and have a good time, and she'll tell you, I mean, we have a great time in the class.
Yeah. So who do you have with us today?
I have Nicole here.
How are you?
And this is our wonderful daughter, Taylor, right here.
Hey, and who's this young lady over here?
Oh, she's from the show. You know who that is. Come on now.
You got somebody from the show.
That's
What's
right.
your name again? Lonnie. Okay, thank you so much. All right, what are we going to work on today?
So today, as you know, like I said, I was key on cardio. I mean, working your most important muscle, which is your heart. And then I'm going to key on also with your legs, your quads, and the hamstrings. What we're going to do, we're going to be doing lunges and a little cardio. We're running in place, and we're going to hit the lunges. So I'll do a little demonstration first.
Okay.
Yeah, that's coming off the work, right?
Yeah.
See, I knew
Coming
that
off
was
the
going to
work.
happen. Good, good,
We're
good.
going to go like this.
So as Bob Lee is doing this, I'm going to do a demonstration. So we'll just run in place, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, clap, 1, 2, 3, clap, 1, 2, 3. Now, important, when you lunge, you want to work on your whole area. So you come in here, hands on your hips, and you're going to step out and then drop. You see how my back is straight. That's what you're doing. You do not want to lean forward. What's going to happen is you put too much pressure on your knees, and you don't want that. You want to target the muscle, which is right here, okay? So we come in here.
Come in here.
All right. Then we'll go back with the 1, 2, 3, clap with noise, okay?
Yeah. No, bring the noise.
Right. Then we're going to go in here. We're going to do side lunges. We're just going to work the inner thighs. So we're going to go in here and drop. Again, we're still with the back straight, okay? Back to the 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do back lunges. So as you come back, you lean, all right, in here. That's all you're doing.
There you go.
All right, then we'll switch the legs. And of course, as you see, we're going in a circle.
All right, you need some music with it?
I have music. You know better than that.
Go put the music on. I'll put the music on.
right? This is when I always have fun. I bring music in to take you out what you're doing, and it just makes everything really fun, right? Yeah. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, clap. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, and lunge. Let's lunge. 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 Get it. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Bob Lee. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Hands out, legs together, and lunge. Let's lunge. 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 Get it. 1, 2, 3. Count. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Back lunges. Let's get it. Ha. Work. 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 Get it. 1, 2, 3. What? 2, 3. What? 2, 3. What? 2, 3. What? 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Other leg. Let's get it. Ha. Back lunge. Work. 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 Get it. 1, 2, 3. What? Yeah. 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 Hands together, legs. Let's work. Ha.
Work.
Ha. Work. 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 Get it. 1, 2, 3. Ha. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Front lunge. Let's work. Ha. Work. 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 Clap it up. Good job. That's just
Thank you so much. Are you breathing hard?
Always.
You guys breathing hard out there?
It's just a little taste of what I do. I mean, in all of my classes. Again, I bring music in to take you out to what you're really doing. And before you know it, you don't realize how hard you're working. But going back to with the kids, I mean, you and I know, well, we're not the same age, so.
Yeah, I just turned, what did I turn?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But when we grew up, I mean, I remembered in the summertime, I mean, I would wake up, all of my friends would wake up early, we out there playing. We would have to fight for the basketball courts and all the handball courts, doesn't matter. I ran through sneakers in about a week. My mother used to get upset with me. But now, as you're driving around, you see nothing but empty parks.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, times change. People blame it on the video games and stuff, but you're gonna be that type of person that's gonna be talking about it or you're gonna be about it. That's why I say, bring your kid.
Yeah.
Put that work in. I mean,
I
it's
used to be
just that
hard on
simple.
sneakers too. I used to wear them out so I can get a new pair.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on the concrete, you know, get a new
And
pair of
also,
sneakers.
too, also where the school programs have changed, too. We used to have gym every day. These kids don't even have it. And then when they do have it, it's nothing. I mean, again, when I was growing up, I mean, our diets were really bad, but we were always active. I mean, we used to run here. Listen, everybody's running around. We're burning. Remember those Suzy Q's, the old Suzy, how thick they used to be? I used to eat those every day, but they never stuck to me because I was always running.
Yeah.
And as you know now, I remember, excuse me, let me go back. When I was growing up, I mean, there weren't too many heavy kids in class, but now, I mean, there's no activity.
Did they back in the day have all the chemicals that they have now in the foods that we ate?
I mean, I'm not even gonna go into that. Now, I'm not making excuses. No, it's just this simple. People, we worked more. Sorry. We just worked hard. These kids aren't really moving around as much.
Yeah.
And that's when you know. I mean, if you're not doing enough work and you're putting something into your system, it's gonna stay there. You have to, you eat for what you're about to do, not for what you've already done. Okay?
Yeah. Well, I just want to go back because back in the day, remember the plastic bubble? You used to take that tube of plastic stuff. It seemed to taste very toxic. You put it on, you make it round, you blow that big plastic bubble.
Yeah.
Anybody remember
Yes,
that? Or
I
I'm
remember
just
that. Yeah.
going crazy here.
But
They
that
don't
wasn't
even have
food,
that
though.
anymore.
That wasn't
it wasn't
food.
food, but people chewed that. Yeah, people chewed on that afterwards, and I don't. Some people swallowed it.
Yeah,
They
true,
actually swallow gum.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
toxic was that?
I
But
mean-
you're saying that if you kept things moving out of your body through your skin, getting the toxins out of your body and all that
That's what it
stuff.
is. I mean,
you can get it. You know.
There's no age limit to this. I mean, if you work all the time, you're gonna get rewarded. People want things the easy way now. I mean, you can go back to how health and fitness is. I mean, it's always on TV. From the Thigh Master to these other people, it's always something going on, but they want the easy way out. My cousin told me if they sold this at the stores on the, it wouldn't even stay in the stores. How to get in shape. I mean, but people do not want to work hard. Another example, I told a friend of mine, people come up to me all the time and they say, listen, man, I want to get in shape, man. I need your help. I want this, I want that. I said, well, listen, I run a boot camp 6 a.m. Oh, 6 a.m.? If you did it at 6:30, I'm like, well, you don't want it then. You really don't want it. Here's something even better. You working at your job and you go, I need some more money. I need, I have my mortgage, my kids are in school. So you go to your boss and say, and he said, you talk to him, and then the boss goes, well, I need to do 2 extra hours per day. You're like, what? I'll do 30 minutes or something. I could do that. Well, I guess you don't want the money. So anything, just put your work in, you get rewarded. It's just that simple. People always want the easy way out.
All right, what do you tell people who are just starting out, hadn't worked out in a long time? Because this is important. A lot of people think they can get out there right away and do what you're doing right away. But they need to start out slow.
Listen, you come out and start. You go at your own pace. I always tell people you feed off of my energy. I'm not going to just grab you and have you running crazy. I mean, you have to start and do something. You're going faster than that person on the couch. How about that? It's just that simple. You get out there and just try. And before, this stuff is addictive. You're going to keep wanting to do it. I mean, it's...
So how do we get that person on the couch off into...
How do I get them?
How do you get them to come out and work out? How do you get them motivated? And how do you keep people to stay motivated?
I mean, like I said before, all I do, I'm a very positive person. Once you get out, you're going to love how you feel. I mean, one guy told me, he said, I'd rather be happy and fat. I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody that's truly happy that's overweight. So but you just get out there and just try. I mean, who doesn't want to feel better about themselves?
You can be jovial and
Okay.
So you gotta put something on and it doesn't fit nice.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. But I can attest to that. You do feel better when you're working out.
Yes.
Things work better. Mental clarity. You don't have to eat as much.
How about this? Your posture changes. I mean, you see people
standing up straight.
We have a like this yearly annual, and where people meet up, and you see how how they look. I mean, you see some people slouched over, and you can tell who really works out. You're looking healthy. Your chest is up. Your back. I mean, we spoke about this before. I mean, I have people that come up to me and say, I have back problems. You know why you have back problems? You're carrying something in front of you that's putting the weight on your lower back.
Yeah.
If you lose weight, your back problems will minimize.
And this is the core. You strengthen this
yes,
core.
without
It
a
helps
doubt.
support
That's where you get all your
back.
strength from.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of it, honestly, is just common sense. But people make it so complex, 'cause like I said, they change things up so much. Oh, we're going to do this one and do that. It's always new fads, But, if you put in work, you're going to get rewarded.
Yeah. I used to box, and I was into baseball, football, and all that stuff, but I always ran my 5 miles a day and everything and kept in shape. And I noticed when I don't do that, how sluggish I feel.
Right, yeah.
Especially, I'm in radio and TV, and there's a lot of running, a lot of appearances and all that stuff. And when you're not in shape, you think you're going to be just in shape from that? No, you need to get to sleep.
That's right.
You need to continue to exercise. You need to continue to eat properly.
Oh, yeah.
In order to make that whole thing work. It's a complete circle.
That's right.
You can do all those things, but if you're not sleeping right, and you try to go out there and exercise, you can pull a muscle.
That's right.
And then it's hard to recover from that injury.
Oh, yeah. Well, speaking on diet, like you just said, I'm going to keep it real. I went out with my wife the other night, and...
You got busy.
Hey, we went to Five Guys. I shouldn't even talk about it. I had a burger and some fries.
That's some heavy calories
right
there.
Yes, and it messed me up the whole weekend. Now, the reason being, I didn't gain weight, but my body was telling me, was like, what are you doing? What is this in my system?
You don't eat this all the time.
Right. See, but if you can eat fast food and it doesn't bother you, that's a bad sign. That's a really bad sign. That's saying you're used to it, and you can't do that.
But I would say, continue to eat good. Try to get as much sleep as you can. Because living in New York City, that's a tough thing to do.
Oh yeah.
And try to throw that exercise in there. And whatever you eat, make sure you're conscious or conscientious of what your intake is.
That's right.
And then you can eat anything you want, just about, but everything in moderation.
Of course.
That's what I believe. Everything in moderation. You don't want to eat hamburgers every
That's
day
right,
or go
that's
to
right.
Five Guys?
Yes, yes.
You don't want to go there every day.
They won't see me anymore. But
every
you
day
know,
you will see it and you will feel
I
it.
was telling you this before, where Dennis Rodman, I mean, when he was in the NBA, his physique was ridiculous. But his diet was crazy. He would eat all types of fast food. But this guy did so much cardio. I mean, he would have practice with his team, and then he would ride the bike for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
So what happened was he didn't gain it, he maintained what he had. But
Right.
if you see him now, I mean, he doesn't look the same.
It comes out on your skin, though.
Oh, yeah.
You start seeing it.
Just got to work, man. That's
Yeah.
what it's about. Put in that work, and everything will be fine.
There you go.
You want to feel ageless. How about that?
Tracy Knott, give him a big round of applause, everybody. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for being a part of it all. Continue clapping like that. That's about all for our show. Thanks to all of our guests for tuning in and checking it out. Keep going like that. And don't forget to tune into an all-new Open with Darren Jaime, all right? And always remember this, what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. I'll catch you on tonight right after The Quiet Storm with Lenny Green on 107.5 WBLS. From all of us here at BronxNet, we love you all. Peace.
Well, I mean, here it has the music on. Get the music on.
Thank you so much. Jumping jacks. Push-ups, everybody.
Yeah. We're going to do something. We put something on.
There you go.
Let's work.